And welcome back, Professor Almeida, jpalmeida.com, and in this video I want to talk about queries in Access. Now, I previously made a quick primer on Access. We talked about why you want to use Access and how tables really are the heart of your database. So once you have your table structures set up, you have your records, at least quite a few records here. So it doesn't matter, right, if you have maybe 3 or 4 records or if you have 100 records. The point is your tables are ready to go, and once that's all set up, you can begin to ask questions about the data that you have. For example, I want to readily find all of the customers who owe me at least $150. And to do this, we're going to create what's called a query. A query is one of the 4 objects of Access. So we're going to go to the Create tab, and in the Queries group, I'm going to choose Query Design. Now, in some textbooks, they have you create simple queries using the Query Wizard, and you select which fields you want to see. But I want to get into specifics, and you will see the power of queries in Access. So I'm actually going to choose Query Design here. And right away, I get the Show Table dialog box. Now, I can choose one or both tables, but since I'm focused on the customers, I'm simply going to choose the customers table for now. So I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to close to get rid of this dialog box. Now, it might be a good idea to expand the customers window so that you see all of the fields. So part of designing your query is to figure out which fields you want to include. So in this example, I want the customer's last name, and I'm going to double click on last name to add. First name, the company name, and the amount that's due. Okay, so you can see this down here in the design grid. Now, if I run this query, it's going to give me all of the records here, right? But that's not what I want. I want specifics. And in this case, I want to know who owes me at least $150. Now, we have a criteria row down here in the design grid, and the criteria row allows us to filter in a sense the records to only give us what we want. And let me show you how this works when it comes to inequalities, right? So anything you add into the criteria row assumes an equality. So for example, if I put 300 here, what this means is that I'm only going to look for records where the amount due is exactly 300. And when I run this query, I get one result, right? But if I want to know who owes at least 150, I need to know my comparison operators. So here are a few that you should be aware of. Greater than looks like this. Greater than or equal to. Less than or less than and equal to. Less than or equal to. So I want greater than or equal to 150, right? Because I said at least 150. So I'm going to type out greater than or equal to 150. And now when I run this query, I'm going to find all the customers who owe at least $150. So there's one right here where it's $150, and you see the other amounts are greater than 150. Now, I can choose to save this query. So remember, in Access, you are saving individual objects. And to save, I'm going to click on the Save button up here in the Quick Access toolbar, and I can choose any name I want. So in this case, due at least 150. You can call it whatever you want. And once you save the query, you will see it show up in the navigation pane under the queries category. So I hope this helps. If you like what you see, feel free to hit that like and subscribe buttons, and we'll talk again soon.